Hi everybody, and I am so excited to make this video for you today. I'm making it a little later today than I usually do, which is actually, it worked out perfectly because there's been a topic on my mind today that I really want to talk about, and it has to do with how our relationship with ourselves gets reflected into our relationships with other people. So today I just want to kind of talk about how our love of self, our trust in ourselves, our faith in ourselves then is reflected into our partnerships or even our friendships. And the way I kind of want to go about this is kind of just giving you an example of myself and touching on the fact that when we can grow to trust ourselves. So for me, for example, over the past year, I've really gained trust in myself to make my own decisions. I used to be somebody who would always ask for others' opinion, always make sure that it's the right or safe thing to do, and I didn't quite trust my ability to make my own decisions. And I have found that now that I've been able to allow myself to make choices that I feel are best for me and that I truly want without the acknowledgement or validation from another person, it also has allowed me to accept other people's decisions and other people's feelings towards what they want. So that's kind of just one example. Another example is being able to validate my emotions. So when I feel sad, I'm going to cry. When I feel angry, I'm going to be angry. And I don't judge myself on that anymore, just because it is what it is in that moment, and that's how I feel. And obviously something is being triggered in me in order to feel that way. So instead of judging it, I allow it to happen. And I allow myself to think about, okay, what inside of me what wound in me or situation in me is being replayed for me to feel this way. And it allows me to take responsibility for my feelings and my emotions instead of blaming somebody else. So now I also have the ability to trust what other people are feeling. So if they tell me that they're sad, if they tell me that they're angry or need space, I can now honor that for them and be that person to validate that. I guess not in a way that's codependent, but honor it and not invalidate it. So that's been really important, and I feel that that's kind of what I want to do, is I want to help people recognize those triggers, because we so easily project our fears onto other people and have a really hard time understanding why this person is making us feel this way. And very rarely it's just the fact that they're bringing up an old wound in us that we have yet to discover or yet to acknowledge within ourselves, which is perfectly okay. I think though that that's how our relationships repeat, right? Is that those triggers keep being poked at and we aren't giving ourselves the time to heal those or understand them. And the thing is that people come and go, right? People will leave. And that was one of my biggest fears, was abandonment and not being good enough so that people would leave me. And I believe that now, acknowledging the fact that my fear has nothing to do with the individual, but everything to do with me, and giving myself that control and that power back has been very healing for me, because now I can honor the choice that if my potential partner or a friend or a family member leaves my life, I'm comfortable enough in that I can accept their choice, I can accept how they feel about the situation, and I can accept myself and understand that it has nothing to do with me. And the thing is we're gonna fall in love with people that it just might not work out. And it's really important to recognize that in those moments, that person is making their own decision for the betterment of themselves. And that's what they should be doing, right? They have to look out for themselves. And it's up to us to accept that and understand that it has nothing to do with us. So that's our responsibility in that partnership. But we can't totally get there or understand it until we're able to kind of understand the power that we have in making our own choices, because we can't control other people or what they're going to do, right? Partnerships are two people. And being able to allow another person to leave, or allow them to tell you, like, I'm not available to be in a relationship, or I don't feel the same way. It's when we get upset over that, it's a trigger within us. And it's important to understand those and where that's coming from, because in all reality, we hold that same power, right? If somebody comes into our life and we don't feel the same way, we are allowed to say that. So when we feel love or infatuation towards another person, they also hold the ability to say that to us, and we have to honor their decisions and their choices and their feelings. So really building that relationship with ourselves really does reflect upon our relationships with others, and the amount of control that we can keep for ourselves without giving it up to somebody else. I see it a lot when there is one person that feels like the relationship should work and the other person says, no, this isn't going to work, and they choose to exit the relationship, which is totally fair. It's hard for that one person that's like, no, this can work, like, what did I do wrong, like, let's fix this. But in all reality, that person needs to be able to understand that other individual, sorry, this is getting confusing. Anyway, that other individual holds the right to honor their own emotions. So it's a really complex idea, I guess, or topic, and it really does revolve around conscious relationships and how we're projecting our fears onto other people, or what are we asking of other people that we can't even ask of ourselves, or what are our expectations of people, and are we asking them to be somebody that they're not? That's another huge thing, is saying, okay, well, I need you to be like this, I need you to take me out on dates, and that person just isn't able to do that, then we can't get mad at them, right? They've stated the fact that they can't do that. And if we want to honor ourselves, then we were able to leave that relationship if that's what we want. And we hold that right and that control over ourselves. But that person also holds their control. So if they don't feel like the relationship's right for them, they also can honor that and leave. And that's something I've been healing, and I feel like I've really come into terms with in myself, and I hope to help other people do the same. And honestly, it's a journey. It's crazy because it goes both ways, right? Like, there's people out there who are avoidant attachment styles, and so a lot of people tend to avoid happiness or avoid love, in the sense where they already are manifesting the fact that it's not going to work out, or it's going to bring them pain. And so a lot of people say, no, like, I can't be in this situation out of the fact that I believe it's not going to end well. And maybe they don't voice it like that, but that's kind of the basics of avoidant attachment style. So, but in all reality, we all have pain, we all have fear, and it shows up in different ways, and some people can verbalize it more than others, and that's okay too. And yeah, I wanted to come on here. I feel like this message needs to be heard. It was kind of coming through all day, and I want to touch more on these topics in the future, just because it is something that I'm really passionate about, and it does play a role in my coaching a lot, is just becoming aware of our fears and triggers, and why we tend to feel a certain way in relationships, or why relationships repeat themselves. So I hope this message finds you well and you can take something from it. That's all I hope. But other than that, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up as usual, because I am so grateful when you guys do. And I'm just so excited that you guys are here watching my videos, and I appreciate it. So follow me on Instagram at mooreabea, where you can find more of my writing. Also my website, you can find my website off of my Instagram, so that's also exciting. Check it out. And yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I am always happy to hear from you. So thank you all so much, and we'll talk soon. See ya. Sending so much love.